Hey guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to another episode of Chatter from the Vox. This is our weekly live podcast going out on Twitch. We try and do it pretty much every single week, normally on a Sunday or a Monday. And we talk about pretty much anything 40k. Really, there's all manner of topics.
Yeah, pick a topic.
So this is our, like I said, our weekly podcast on Twitch. So if you want to watch us live on Twitch and interact in the chat like a lot of the guys are currently doing, then you have to come and join us on Twitch. And basically you head on over to Twitch and search for Warhammer Liam. It is linked in the video description below on YouTube. If not, these do go up somewhere in the region, normally of 24 hours later on YouTube. And you can catch them there as well.
Been very quick getting them up.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. There was a joke there and I didn't bother, which would be professional face.
Dropped it.
But yeah, so we do put these up every week, and you can also comment on the YouTube videos, and I do my best to get back to people, but I get snowed under at the moment, so we are trying.
Indeed, always trying.
I will warn you, we normally start with a topic, and then we normally disappear off on a random tangent about all kinds of other stuff.
It will almost certainly happen again.
It was almost definitely going to happen again. So this is just us nattering about 40k and associated 40k related type stuff, and it's a perfect thing to stick on whilst you're hobbying or painting or whatever you do.
So let's entertain you while you try and entertain yourself.
Yeah, if you've got an Amazon Prime account, you can connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and you can subscribe to the channel for free on Twitch. Basically, it financially supports the channel for free, and we love it. You just have to remember each month to manually go in there and update and sort of resub every month. Or alternatively, if you want to come and join our community, we have a Patreon. The link's in the video description below on both Twitch and YouTube, and on the podcast if you're listening on Podbean or whatever. The link's everywhere. You can come and join us on Patreon, and we've got 100 and lots of patrons nowadays.
Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it?
And the community is incredible. There's lots of community events that get organised.
Very busy.
Yeah, it's amazing. And
it really is.
We have narrative events. We've got Doubles event coming up early next year now. We've got the next weekend at Bernie's event coming up, which is another narrative 2-day event as well. There's loads and loads of stuff going on in the community. So come and join us. Come and check it out. Most people that come and check it out don't leave. And then we've got our teeth synced into you and you'll never go anywhere. So
you're ours.
Yeah, you are ours. Then you belong to us. And I'm convinced you won't want to leave because it's awesome. Okay, perfect. So tonight what we're going to talk about is an event that you and I are going to.
Indeed.
And Brom's going to, but Brom's not here because he sucks. And we've got Mikey from Hellstorm come in, and we've got Shaggy from SM Battle Reports come in, and John and Darren from VisiCast to go in. It's a right old shindig. And we're going to an event in Portsmouth run by the Confrontation team. Ricky, who runs Confrontation events, which is on Facebook. You can check out the Facebook page, and he runs 3 or 4 events a year. Definitely runs a doubles, a team, and a singles.
Yes, he does. I don't know if there's any more.
I think it's just the 3 at the moment.
Yeah, that's probably enough, to be fair. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, so he runs 3 events a year. Check out the Confrontation page. There are still tickets available for Lords of War, for the team event. Yeah. So if you can get a team of 4 people together, and we'll tell you some of the sort of rules and stuff tonight, because I'm excited about this, because it's different to a normal event. And I like that, because it's not like ITC, cheese build, play, go.
There'll be some cheese on display. I'll be very surprised if we don't see a multi-Eldar flyer list. Or several.
But I also think because of the format, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I think there's a fun twist to it, which means almost anyone can go and enjoy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to anyway. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So we're going to Confrontation Lords of War. It is the 20-something of July.
20th and 21st.
That's the one, 20th and 21st of July.
I've got the rules pack in front of me.
Yeah, Saturday, because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. 20th and 21st of July.
Because I haven't looked at the rules pack. I just said I'd go because it sounded cool.
Yeah.
That was basically it.
Oh, yeah, well, same.
So, 20th, 21st of July. It's in Portsmouth somewhere, Havant Gaming Centre or something.
Yeah, it's the Pallant Centre.
So if you are interested, like I said, there are tickets still for sale. And what I said to Ricky I would do is we'd do a little podcast about it for a couple of reasons. One, because I really want to talk about it, because I think it'll be great fun. 2, because all 3 of us are going. Yeah. And 3, because it's going to be interesting to chat to the guys on Twitch and stuff about what they think about this as a sort of format. Yeah. Because this could be something that could be fun to do with the community in the future as well.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Perhaps on a slightly smaller scale, a little bit less professional. But I think it'd be good fun to do with the community, because I just think this is going to add an element of sort of giggles to a normal sort of event.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Well, it's a team event, isn't it? So you're playing as part of a team, so you have this kind of camaraderie thing with the team. And
absolutely,
there's other teams of people you know and stuff like that. So yeah, it should be a good giggle.
The thing that I love about it is the rock, paper, scissors element.
Yeah.
So we'll go through like list compositions and stuff in a minute.
Yeah.
Actually, we'll probably do that before the rock, paper, scissors element. The rock, paper, scissors element is the most exciting part of the event, I think.
So do you want to just... Shall I lead us through the pack?
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's on the 20th, 21st July. It's a singles team event. Number of games is going to be 5, so it's over 2 days. 3 games on day 1, 2 games on day 2. It's going to be 20 teams of 4 players. It's 1,800 points per player.
That's a weird number, right? And I asked Ricky why he does 1,800 points, and Ricky's response was everyone else does 1,750, 1,500, 2,000. So I wanted to be different.
I kind of like that.
I love that a little bit.
Yeah, it's good to make people change up their lists, so they're not just, this is my 1,750 list, this is what I take to every tournament, or my 2,000 point list. Yeah, it's good to make people change it up, I think, because bit of variety makes them scratch their heads.
The thing is, as well, there's something else that he does a little bit differently. So it's 1,800 points, and the rules specifically are single faction, so you can only take 1 codex, and you can have, I think it's up to 3 detachments like normal, and the rule of 3 for normal, but there is no requirement to have a battalion or a brigade.
No. So each player is to select their own force of up to 1,800 points using the match play rules on blah 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 rule book. Limitations: no understrength units may be chosen. Forge World units and rules will not be in use at this event.
Literally, as you said that statement, Rich Thompson was in the chat going, "Is Forge World allowed though?" No, mate. No, it's not. However, Ricky has always had a Forge World ban, and as of the Confrontation Singles event, which is in October,
yeah, something like that.
I think it's October.
It's later in the year.
He is lifting that Forge World ban, and he's taking it off, and he's allowing Forge World back in on his events. So anyway, sorry.
So there's that. That's quite a juicy bit of info there. So all units must be chosen from same codex, index, or chapter approved entry. E.g., you may field Ultramarines detachment and a Salamanders detachment as they are chosen from the same codex, but you couldn't field Ultramarines detachment and a Knight detachment as they're different codexes. No codex may be chosen more than once per team.
That's interesting as well, actually, because you could conceivably now come up with interesting lists that have 2 different sub-factions within the faction.
Indeed, yes.
I quite like that.
Notably, AdMech, which he mentions in the list. Codex with more than one faction included, e.g. Codex Adeptus Mechanicus, including Knights from Codex Imperial Knights. It is permitted to use these units in your armies as listed by your chosen codex. However, you may not use relics, traits, stratagems, etc. from the unit's parent codex.
Yeah.
So you could put an AdMech, force with a Questor Mechanicus.
Yes.
Questor Mechanicus Knight. But you can't use any of the relics out of the Knight book. You can only use relics and stuff from the AdMech book.
Well, that's quite nice though, and it also means that actually AdMech are the only army that you can bolt a Knight onto.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice.
Definitely, yeah.
So I quite like that. And it does the CP sort of and stratagem restriction thing, which is quite cool. What I like about it is, because I know we often tumble down this rabbit hole of talking a little bit too much about competitive scene and stuff like that, and I'm trying not to do that actively, but what I like about it is not that it encourages people to write cheesy lists or anything, but it makes you think a bit differently about how you put your list together.
Yeah,
so you could conceivably run, so as an Eldar player, for example, you could conceivably run a Simhan Windrider host as an outrider and have a, I don't know, Ulthway battalion or something.
Yes, you can do that.
And it gives you a little bit more to play with within your single faction codex.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and there's another a couple of exceptions here. So Imperial Assassins, you can use them, but only if you use a stratagem.
The 2 CP stratagem nowadays.
Yes. And you can use Yunari, and it's not going to count towards duplicate codex. So basically, if you had Craft World Yunari army, you could also have a Craft World army, which I think is probably fair. Although,
I wonder how that means though. So is that saying you can take a Yunari detachment with Craft World and a Yunari detachment with Drakari, and if they're both Yunari detachments, it counts as single codex?
You can't. Yeah, because it's Yunari. So you can do a mix. But you can't have 2 armies with Yunari. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, luckily we're not touching Yunari with a barge pole, because that sounds complicated.
Yeah, it does a bit, doesn't it?
I don't want complicated in my 40k.
Imperium Nihilist Collection, specialist attachments and characters from the books are permitted, as these are considered in addition to its parent codex. So that's Vigilus, Defiant and Ablaze. White Dwarf stuff's in there. Data sheets that do not have a codex entry but have an index entry may be used, such as Orc War Boss on Bike, Drakari Trueborn.
It's a really interesting point about the Vigilus detachments, I think, because there's lots of different events out there that are allowing them and lots that aren't.
Yeah, are there? I didn't realise there were that many that are saying no.
Yeah, because a lot of them are suggesting that because certain factions don't have any detachments within Vigilus or Vigilus Defiant, then it's unfair to allow other detachments to use them. which is interesting.
Well, I think the third book is going to come out. It's not going to be Vigilus necessarily, but it's going to be all the factions who aren't at Vigilus getting their Vigilus detachments.
Yeah, it's clearly coming, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think it's going to be delayed.
So all those of you that don't have one yet, be patient. We're sure it's coming.
I'm being patient. I want to see what Nids are going to get.
Oh yeah, of course you haven't got any interview yet.
No, not got anything for that yet. Barely even bothered to look at it. Not worth it.
Are you still adding to the Nids to the Shire, or have you moved on to something else now?
No, still doing. Yeah.
I thought you.
Yeah, so I ran some new units yesterday against Darren. I think he's in the chat.
Yeah, Darren's normally always in the chat because he's an absolute hero.
Hi, Darren. So yeah, I played some units. So
what new units did you play yesterday?
Tyranid Warriors and Tyranid Prime.
Oh right, new units.
Yeah, new units.
Are they painted?
No, not yet.
All right.
Undercoated.
So we'll see them on YouTube soon-ish.
Yeah. Well, they got to be painted by middle of July. So.
But you're someone who's always run basically Termagants and Gene Stealers, right?
Yeah.
So how did you find them? Any good?
Yeah, pretty good. They did quite well, I think. They're kind of difficult to remove because there's quite a lot of wounds. They're 3 wounds each. They got a 4-up save, so they're not super tough, but yeah, they're not bad. And each of them's got a heavy bolter, and every third one's got a venom cannon, so strength 8, AP -2, D3 damage.
Decent for a troops choice, right?
D3 shots as well with that venom cannon.
Decent for a troops choice.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. So they got fairly decent range. So it adds a bit of a shooting element to the army, which is quite nice. And if I stick the prime with them, which I always will, he's also got a heavy bolter, a death spitter, but he gives them +1 to shoot as well. So they're hitting on 3s.
That's good, especially with venom cannons.
It is. Yeah. Definitely.
I went and played Winters last Wednesday, and I took 1, 2, 3, 4 new units.
Yeah. Cool. Excellent.
Havocs, Terminators, Abaddon, Leviathan. Yeah,
nice.
Loads of fun.
Look forward to seeing it. That'd be good.
It was completely different to any of the Chaos stuff I've run so far. So those of you that watch the channel and watch the Eternal Slaughter, up until quite recently, was predominantly just Berserkers, Rhinos, and Mauler Fiends, essentially. So as we're expanding the Black Legion, I've painted up a Leviathan and Abaddon. They need some edging to do on them, but they're not quite there. But they're good enough to go on the big wide world internet. And then Blazing Brush have painted up 5 more Havocs for me and some Terminators.
Oh, cool.
And he's currently got some Decimators, and I've got some more Terminators and Havocs to send to him, and some more Chaos Space Marines to send to him. So I want to be able to run 30 Chaos Space Marines because I'm that guy.
Yeah, well.
That's cool. Yeah. And so yeah, when I played Winters, I basically tried to make a list that had a bit of everything. So I had Havocs, Chaos Space Marines, Rhinos, Berserkers, Mauler Fiends.
Just general sort of mixed chaos,
And I tell you what, it was so much fun because it wasn't optimised. And I didn't have to really and he did the sort of same with his Orcs. So we played Orcs versus Chaos. And because he didn't optimise either, I took a mishmash, like a mashup of stuff, and he took a mashup of stuff. And you didn't have to worry about how close to this your castle was, and you just played 40k.
Yeah.
And I loved it. It was really good fun.
Nice, excellent. Yeah, well, I totally look forward to seeing that. It'll be good.
Yeah. Well, I don't know when it'll be out. I think maybe like 3 weeks, he said, but soonish.
Got a bit of backlog. That's right. Well,
I want him to get it up before
bit of suspense, huh?
I want to get him up before I want to get him up. I want to get it up. I want to get the battle report up before our 2-year birthday. So it might help us hit 10k.
Yay!
And as far as the Claw is asking in the chat on Twitch, he's asked, did he play Orcs properly? Part of the reason why I made him take Orcs is because I wanted to teach him.
Yeah.
So every time he talked about a sensible comment or a sensible tactic, I slammed his head against the table.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Be orky.
Yeah, that didn't actually happen.
No, I could say.
But we did work with him to make him more orky. So yeah, he's a work in progress.
Yeah,
he definitely has the spirit of an orc inside him.
You think so?
I absolutely think so. You've seen him off camera.
Yeah.
He definitely has the spirit of an orc inside him.
There's a certain chaotic element to him, isn't there?
He's just played Imperial for far too long.
Yeah. Totally. Okay, cool. So I think that covers the army selection sort of side of things pretty much. So yeah, pairings then. So the big part of the team tournament is the pairing system. So for the face-off between the two teams, which they pitch players off against other players.
Okay.
So this is like a little mini game before anyone rolls any dice before the games kick off. So before each round, teams will have 15 minutes to establish who plays who by using the following pairing system. Arrive at your tables, stare out the other team, and then begin the pairing system. One.
Stare out. I love the stare out the other team specifically there. That's cool.
Yeah, get your game face on. So 1, team captains roll off rock, paper, scissors, cut cards, or flip a coin, whichever, to see who's going to go first. The loser presents their chosen list. generally their strongest army or player. The winner has a quick read and chooses a list to play that list. One of their lists to play that list. Repeat this 2-step process until each player has a partner. So every time you'll be doing a roll off, and then the person who loses puts forward a list. The person who won chooses which of their lists are going to face off against it. So it's like a little mini game to see what the pairings are going to be when these teams face off against each other, which is quite fun. Hopefully, should be.
Possibly.
Depends who's going to be team leader.
That's my most favourite part about the whole event.
Yeah.
Literally, I like the fact that the rules are a little bit different than the 1800 points. I like the fact that mostly we're doing sort of like Eternal War. I think a chapter-proof Eternal War missions.
It's all chapter-proof Eternal
Really
War,
quite simple 40k. Simple 40k is a lot of fun at an event because when you're meeting a new guy for the first time, just throw dice.
Totally.
But literally, that team pairing thing is the bit I'm looking forward to the most.
I'm going to have a lot of models to move, so it needs to be simple for me.
Because basically, I mean, I'm sure you guys have picked up on this already. But basically what that means is you look at the opposing player and you put forward your list. If you lose the roll off, you put forward your list. So say me and Mikey P are in a team and I've got my Chaos and you've got your Nids.
Yeah.
We might go, okay, we want to put the Nids forward first because we'll see what they're going to... Sort of, it's like an elaborate... It's like one of those card games where you're trying to play cards in the right... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's that you're trying to sort of outfox your opponent. You know, what you want to do is you want to try and work it so you get favourable matchups for your team versus their team. So,
Which is amazing because you could put your Nids down and they could hard counter that really quickly with something that's amazing at killing hordes, for example.
Yeah, totally.
And then the next list you could put down is an Orc horde and go, ha-ha! And
absolutely.
Love that.
Yeah, that's right. Or you could say, okay, they're going to put their strongest team forward, so we'll put our worst player in for them because we know they might be a really good player with a really competitive list. Say it's 7 Eldar flyers and it's someone who's nearly won a major tournament or something like that. You go, right, we're not going to beat him, so we'll put our most rubbishy list against it, and they can rickroll them all the way to the end, and then we've got our 3 best lists to pair off against their 3 other lists.
I think that's the tactical element where I'm going to really struggle.
Yeah.
Because I think putting your worst player against their strongest is definitely a tactical choice.
Yeah.
But I'd feel really horrific that someone's paid money to come to an event and is just going to get Rolf stomped in 2 turns.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's like, for instance, if you've got say a Nurgle Demons or a Death Guard list, then that's designed just to soak punishment and not die. Yeah. It doesn't score a lot, but it also doesn't give a lot away in points.
Yeah.
So the idea will be then that if you pair that off against like one of their like super really good lists, and then you might be able to stifle it and curtail the number of points they can score and keep their score down a bit, so they run away with it right away.
Well, I've got me, Mikey Brom, Mikey from Hellstorm and Shaggy from SN in the team. Yeah, I am definitely going to be the weak link because I just don't play tournaments very well.
Well, I mean, none of us are massive tournament players, really. Are we? Mikey is.
I go there with all the best intentions of doing well, and I come up with horrific combinations, and I can come up with very powerful lists, and I have no problems with any of that stuff at all. And I go to the tournament and I put my models on the tabletop, and at that point I'm like, don't give a shit now.
Just do a brain fart and I'm like,
I'm just here to have fun.
Well, that's totally the aim of the game.
Yeah.
So I mean, the confrontation events tournaments are always really good fun. Me and Bron played at the doubles one a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And you played at the singles last year. Yeah, and I went along and had a look, and it looked like a really good fun event. Lots of nice
I played the
people
singles last year, 5 games, and minimum 4, if not all 5 of them were just awesome fun against great opponents. Ricky seems to be very lucky that even though the singles events are ITC events, he seems to get a really decent crowd down there, and part of the reason for that, I honestly believe, is because he puts quite a high emphasis, especially on his singles. He puts a very high emphasis on hobby score. Yeah. So if you have painted it yourself, and you reach X standard, you get X number of points, and if you reach Y standard, you get Y number of points, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah. And if there's a deciding point, then it's quite likely to come down to hobby score that's going to make the difference.
He has had events in the past where highly ranked ITC people have turned up and they've Rolf stomped their opponents for 4 or 5 games and not won the event because the person who was a close second had a higher hobby score. Yeah. Because he puts that much of an emphasis on hobby score.
Yeah, that's great.
And I love that. Because
it's a great way to differentiate, isn't it?
I just think it encourages a different sort of clientele to an event. Because although you're going to have... Because I'm going to go out on a limb, not knowing really what I'm talking about, but I'm going to suggest that a lot of the top tournament players aren't that bothered if their list is minimum 3 colours or worse. They don't really care.
Yeah.
As long as they tick the minimum boxes required.
I think for a lot of them that could be true. Yeah. There are some guys who do excellent work. So the Jim Vestal is currently heading up the ITC. He's also doing very well in the ITC hobby track as well.
That's good.
Yeah. So, but he's probably in the minority, to be fair. A lot of top players, if they're changing up their list quite regularly, they'll be sort of borrowing, stealing from their mates.
Yeah,
and they'll have mismatched armies and things like that.
I mean, most, if not all events, have a soft score to say that your army must be painted, must be based.
Standard.
And most of the, especially from as far as I'm aware, most of the higher level competitive stuff, it doesn't matter whether you do that or you get it commissioned. So you could just pay someone to do it for you, and as long as you hit that requirement, you're okay.
Yeah.
But what Ricky does is, like I say, put a massive emphasis on that hobby score. You can turn up and win all 5 games, and you can, on game points alone, win the event and still not get first place if your hobby score's not up to scratch.
Yeah, totally.
And I understand that people are going to tournaments on the whole to be the best player, and people would argue that in that case you should only base it on gaming scores, but that's not the type of event Ricky's trying to create.
Yeah, I mean that might work for some events, for like hard ITC events, that might be the way to do it, but I think when you're with confrontation events, one of the nice things about it is so you've got obviously the tournament point scores, you've got the hobby scores, you've also got the sportsmanship as well, so you get points for that as well. So if you're a really good sport, you get extra points as well. So it's kind of wrapping everything in within it. All the elements of the hobby are there, and people are getting scores for all of it. So it's quite a sort of holistic approach.
Which actually kind of means, what I like about it, which kind of means if you come someone at the top, normally you have to not necessarily excel. That's the wrong thing, but you have to put a lot of effort in at all aspects of the hobby.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is really cool about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, I'm never going to get, with my stuff that I paint, I'm never going to get a top hobby score, but I'm certainly going to do better than someone who does 3-colour base.
Yeah, exactly.
Off you go.
Yeah, he just airbrushes it and washes it and
which
goes.
Means conceivably I could potentially place higher than a player who is a better player than me, just because I like my army to look uniformed and well painted.
Yeah, conceivably that could happen. Yeah, definitely. I think I can't remember what it was at the doubles. I think it was something like there was like a maximum of kind of like 6 or 7 points up for grabs for both sportsmanship and for painting scores, I think. So that's equivalent to another game basically. The potential of points for a whole another round.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
Definitely.
I categorically think I'm probably going to turn up and lose all 5 games. And I think because Mikey from Hellstorm's quite a competitive player.
Yes, he is.
I think I'm going to make him angry. I'm probably, although I put the team together, I'm probably going to make him the team captain. Just because he thinks, when he's at an event, he thinks that much more competitive than I do.
He puts his game face on, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He gives it a good try hard. So,
and John from VisiCast, who you go with, he's the same.
Well, yeah, I think so. At the moment, so my team is myself. It's John from VisiCast and Darren. Hello, Darren.
Hi, Darren.
Previously VisiCast, now of Moorhammer fame.
Darren is now of Moorhammer, and John, announcement, is soon to be of Moorhammer.
Soon to be of Moorhammer.
He doesn't know it yet.
Yeah,
but he has said he's going to come and film.
Yeah.
And once he's done it 2 or 3 times, he'll get the bug and he'll become a regular.
Definitely.
Whoop whoop.
And the last member of the team is Chris Baitup. So he's been and played on Moorhammer with his orcs.
Big Chris B.
Oh, and Admech as well.
Admech might have been DZ.
Maybe DZ.
Admech might have been
anyway, and Chris comes to all of our narrative events and stuff. Really good guy. I don't think he's on the stream because he's in Canada land at the moment. But he's coming along. So I think he's bringing his orcs.
Why can't he stream if he's in Canadian land?
I don't know what time of day it is. I don't know. But so he is bringing his orcs.
Mikey P, you keep talking. I've got to do something.
Okay. So Chris is bringing his orcs. He's got the. There we go.
I didn't even have to leave the seat there.
He's got his kit bash tanks and that all approved by Ricky. Ricky's happy for him to use them. So yeah, it's good to go with that. So yeah.
DJ he says it's 12:28 p.m. on a Sunday. He's in Canada right now. So if he can tune in, then.
Where are you, Chris?
Chris B can turn in, unless that is him now.
Damn it, Chris, where are you?
He does say, why did VisiCast just stop producing content? That's interesting. Poor old John decided he hated 8th edition.
Well, yeah, there were various.
He played a few games of 8th
bits and
edition,
bobs.
and then he basically decided he hated 8th edition and he wasn't enjoying it. And as with always, if you're not enjoying something, don't keep doing it because it will make you miserable. So he stopped.
Totally. Yeah.
And he's starting to find the love again.
Yeah, I think he's missing it, isn't he?
I think he's missing 8th edition and he's missing 40k. I don't know about 8th edition. I think he's missing 40k. He was round.
And the interaction and the.
Yeah, he was round the other night. He came round last week on Tuesday night and we played a game just for him to get the feels for it again. And he said that now he thinks he's had a huge break. Coming back to it, it's kind of like a fresh game again.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's not so bogged down in 7th edition stuff and switching to 8th edition stuff already, which is really cool.
Because it kind of didn't work out for him when it moved to 8th, did it? Because he had his sort of Raven Wing Death Star kind of list, and that just didn't really work and doesn't really work. And it's still,
I mean, I think he was thinking about taking Raven Wing to this event, but he's like my Sam Hahn. He ends up with like 5 command points, and that's it. Yeah,
I think he's going to take the Tzeentch Demons instead.
But he did. He has come back to it. He is enjoying it. He has stated to me, unfortunately, and I will go on camera and record, even though I hate to admit it, saying it's a genuine shame that he won't be bringing VisiCast back. He's categorically stated he doesn't want to do that.
No, I don't think he wants the stress and the bother. He doesn't have the time for it and all the rest of it.
For those of you that aren't aware, and I'm not now looking for Mikey P to pick up the world's smallest violin, but running a YouTube channel is a lot of time and effort.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of time and effort especially if you're looking for financial gain for minimum return.
Well, I was going to say a successful YouTube channel is a lot of work. Yeah.
And it isn't the best. For me, the best return I get from YouTube is the interaction. The interaction with the community is more of a reward currently than because the financial is nothing. Because you just don't get a lot from it. So I think that's incredible. But if you're not enjoying what you're producing, I think it becomes a grind. Yeah. And if you then put pressure on yourself to continue to produce because people expect, it can have a real negative impact. And I think John recognised that and went, nope, stop. Yeah. And now he's had a big break. He's going to come back to 40k. And I suppose he's thinking to himself that if he was to start producing content again, it would become a grind again. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just that he can get regular games, both filmed and unfilmed with people in the area. And there's a number of people who are really active in the area now. And, it's quite easy to get a casual game, and that's good fun. So I think that's what he's after, really.
Yeah.
Having said that, we're going to a tournament. So.
All he's after is a little bit of casual fun.
Bit of casual fun.
But the thing is, even the Confrontation tournament that John's going to, a lot of the guys that are there, we know.
Yeah.
So Ricky, who runs it, both of us know him. There's a few guys that go there, people like Callum, who had featured on VisiCast, and he's a regular down there as well. Yeah. Because a lot of the guys who, or some of the guys who John used to film with, were from the Havant Wargaming Club area. Yeah. So it's a good. And that's what I mean. It's a real nice environment, like a real friendly.
It's a nice vibe down there, definitely. And there's a bit of like banter and a bit of joking, and that Ricky knows all the guys there really well, and it's always a nice atmosphere of like casual, jokey fun. So just turn up, roll some dice.
I don't
see how you get on.
Like honestly, I know people probably don't care what I think, but I don't endorse many events. Because I prefer narrative stuff. I prefer relaxed 40k. I prefer people to have fun, enjoy themselves, chuck dice, have a giggle. Who cares who wins? And whoever wins is a bonus. That's my 40k that I love. And I decided at the start of the season, at the start of this year, start of the ITC season, we were talking about how I was going to try and hit the ITC circuit and maybe sort of blog my experience. And I killed it because I started to already not enjoy it. Because it's just a different mindset that I don't like.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Yeah, it's just not for me.
No, definitely, and it's not. It's really about the game primarily when you get into that stage of things. Yeah, it's less about the hobby. It's less about the narrative. Yeah, it's less about the background and all of that. It's sort of zeroing in on sort of one element of the hobby. And not necessarily to the exclusion of the others, but that's kind of the way it ends up going. If you've got a finite amount of time to put into something and you focus into one area, you can have less time for the other things. So absolutely, we kind of have a bit more of a holistic approach.
And I do like having played the ITC event at Hellstorm, and we did talk about the Hellstorm event because that was a more competitive event, and yet somehow Mikey from Hellstorm got a great group of people together. He got a really good crowd. And it was excellent, and I would endorse that one as well.
Sure, absolutely.
And his events are selling out rapidly, so that people clearly agree.
Yeah, definitely. But, great news. Really
Angry Federalist in the chat, who I believe is American Rob, has he stated it himself, ITC changes how you list build. It also changes completely how you play. And it's almost, not quite, but it's almost a different game to 8th edition 40k, almost. Not in the sense that obviously
ITC?
Yeah. Obviously, most of the rules are the same and stuff, but the way in which you then play the game is a bit different.
Yeah. See previous thing we did with Mikey on here and video how the ITC rules and that, and Mikey did a really good job of explaining it all to Liam and I when we were just sort of going, what?
Darren from Visicast, now Moorhammer, said, has everyone in your team finalised their lists? I can categorically tell you as of today, I don't think a single one of us has finished our lists.
No.
And I think that's probably going to be the same on deadline day.
Yeah. I think deadline day, midnight, get them in. I think I've more or less finalised my list because it's quite it's basically what I've got. So
I've decided, because I like to do this to myself, potentially to take a list I don't own yet.
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah. So actually, that's a little bit of a lie. I own it as of today.
Some of it.
I own it as of today.
Well, you've paid for it. You just haven't received it yet. Yeah.
But hey,
oh dear, that's going to be
it's going to be fun, right?
Yeah. It's not Knights.
I did share it with Ricky, who's the event organizer, who went, "That's amazing."
Yeah.
So he likes it.
Yeah. But, people are going to be like, "Oh, cool," and then they realize they got to play it. They're like, "Ah, shit."
But this is the thing, right? Because of the way his list building is, it allows you to do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
So rather than taking a standard list, I wanted to do something a little bit different.
Sure.
Why not?
And also the thing as well is that depending on the way the dice roll, you have an opportunity to pair your list against something. So you could pair your list against something that will be good against, or vice versa.
I wrote 2 or 3 lists, right? This is genuine as well. I wrote 2 or 3 lists with this event in mind. This is just to try and give the people a little bit of an insight as to how my head works as well. And I built a couple of them from a couple of different factions, and I was trying to be as competitive as I could be within the confines of the list building.
Yeah.
So that when I turned up, because I don't want, I'm happy to go and have fun. I don't also want to get my head kicked in every game.
Yeah.
You don't have fun.
Yeah,
right?
you want to win a couple of games at least, don't you, really, if you can.
I was building these lists, and I realised I was basically trying to kind of build take all corners lists that fitted the chapter approved Eternal War missions. And I thought, this is interesting. Being a team event, actually, you don't have to do that, do you? Because what you could do in a team event, arguably, is you could, and this is one of the really cool things before the game even begins, or before the event even begins, because you don't know what other teams are thinking. Yeah. So what you could do is you could go, actually, we've got 4 people, we're going to take a horde list, an anti-horde list, an elitist list, and a super heavy list, or something like that.
Yeah.
Right, and or we could have a horde list, an anti-horde list, an anti-super heavy list, and a take all corners list, for example.
Yeah.
And at which point, if your opponent turns up with 4 take all corners lists, you've potentially got 2 or 3 there that you can throw at him that you can't deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, that is true. If you tailor your list to fulfill specific roles, you then may get the opportunity to pair them up favourably, and it allows teams to make lists that are probably more specialised than they would be for a general tournament. So you get different kinds of lists at these types of events.
So for example, I'll give away the faction that Brom's on about taking without giving away the list. Sorry, I've been drinking. I'm joking. Been at work. I hope my boss isn't watching. But seriously, I'll give away his faction. So Brom's taking Knights because he might get past turn 3.
Makes sense.
The other thing YouTube is I get a lot of harassment for giving Brom a hard time. Brom's been my best friend since I was 12.
He's kind of earned it, really.
There. He's family. And if you can't abuse your family, who can you abuse? I'm going to get that on a t-shirt.
You get a knock on the door of your social services.
But he's taking Knights, and the thing is, Knights in a normal tournament environment as a single player have hard counters.
They do indeed,
Right? But in a team event,
you have the opportunity to avoid those
my gut
hard
feeling
counters.
is you've got a higher chance of avoiding those hard counters.
Yes, I think Knights is a good shout. Not just for Brom, but Knights is a good shout in a team event anyway, because as you say, you get an opportunity to for them to match up against things that avoid their
if you come up against an opponent who's got nothing but guard infantry and they're all rocking toughness strength 3 fleshlights, then his Knights are going to love it, aren't they, really? Saying that though, then there's a board control.
Well, it's the thing, Eternal War, it involves board control, and Knights are inherently quite poor at that. But he'll have some mini Knights, I'm sure, and they are very quick.
Yeah.
And you've got some stratagems and warlord traits to give you extra speed and stuff like that. And once you get a knight on an objective,
absolutely.
You can almost exclude other units from getting on that objective as well. But yeah, it's certainly from a kind of like limited headspace perspective, knights are always a good choice for a tournament.
I think on the Saturday night as well, we're potentially going to just get a massive like Chinese takeover or something here.
Yeah.
You should come over.
Sweet.
Because Shaggy and Mikey will be nearby if they ever bother booking the hotel.
Yeah, well, they're going to.
I'd imagine he's not flying back to Gibraltar on Saturday night and coming back on the Sunday.
That would be a bad idea.
Yeah, and expensive.
Yeah.
So we should have a little party.
Yeah, right. Sounds good.
Yeah, your wife drives, right?
Absolutely, she does.
Exactly. So she can. Yeah, that's a good idea. Then they've got a nice drive to the hotel on the way back. Yeah. Sweet.
If they're staying around here rather than in Portsmouth. Yeah.
Well, I suggested a hotel that's on the M27, like by the services. So
yeah. Because
I said be closer to us, and we'll hang out on the Saturday night.
These are probably things we can organise off of the podcast.
No, do you know what? I've seen a couple of them back recently, and then when we go off on these random tangents, I think I prefer it.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
Because it's just talking nonsense.
Yeah. Well, it's a behind the scenes, isn't it? This is what goes into organising attendance at a tournament.
Yeah, it's in a month's time, and they haven't even booked the hotel yet.
It's less than a month.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, because it's the 20th and we're on the 23rd today, aren't we?
Yeah,
of course it is. Yeah, so it's literally
crack on, lads.
Literally exactly a month this weekend, right? So, I mean, Shaggy's only got his flights booked, so...
Well, that's the main thing, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he's going to turn up at the airport with his models, and they'll be like, "What's next?"
Yeah. Because the other thing, I mean, I'm sure you read this out in the rules pack. I'm sure this is pretty standard for team events. But the other thing is that in a 4-man team, you can't have any duplicate codexes.
Correct.
So I can't take NIDs and then you take NIDs if we're in a team.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
That's really cool. So
it can sort of force your hand a little bit if two players normally play the same armies, but by and large, everyone's got multiple armies, haven't they?
But it means you can't have a 4-man team turn up before night armies, right?
Yeah, because that would suck.
It'd be hilarious, I think.
People would be angry.
I'm trying to be nice about knights.
Okay. I don't think there's any reason to be nasty about them.
Because they're boring.
I liked it. It's fun.
Oh yeah, you used them, didn't you?
Yeah.
I don't have a...
It's good fun. I like it. It's good for a tournament. I
don't have a problem with them as such. I just think they're a bit... they're just not... Yeah.
I mean, put it this way. You're not going to win a tournament with knights. It's highly unlikely you're going to win a tournament with just a pure knight list.
That's an interesting thing to say, actually, because there's a lot of people that massively complain about pure knight lists, and I get it. Totally get why people whinge about them, because they're toughness 8, they've got invulnerable saves, they don't suffer any penalties. They're with the exception of playing to the mission, as far as playing the base game goes, knights are quite easy because you can throw them out there and not worry about them because they're tough.
Because they're tough. Yeah, I mean, from a playing perspective, as in I'm running knights, it's great because, as I said before, limited headspace. It's quite easy when you've only got 7 models or 5 models or whatever it be. And they are relatively competitive. They're quite good. They're quite tough. They're quite durable. They're forgiving. So if you make a cock up, it's probably not going to cost you the game, depending on the size of the cock up.
That is a bold statement.
Yeah, but by and large, they're quite forgiving for inexperienced players, which is a good thing. Playing it against knights, I mean, the thing is, if you're going to a tournament, you have to expect to play knights. You have to expect that they're going to be some knights, and you should tailor your list to deal with something like that. It is
a different way to build your list, isn't it? Absolutely, because when we play a lot of the games we play on the channel, we actively try beforehand to make sure the lists are sort of balanced.
Yeah.
So we don't tailor as such, but we do. We don't tailor so we win. We tailor so this has got the best possible chance of us being able to fight out for 4 or 5 turns, barring the dice gods turning against one of us.
Yeah.
Okay, and that happens, and that happens all the time. It's just the dice gods, they're fickle. We try and do that where we balance it to a point where we know that one isn't going to get curb stomped in a turn, and that way I think we go into that game knowing we're probably going to have a lot more fun than we would do if I was going, I'm going to get stomped on turn 1.
Yeah, that's right. You want to get a game out of it, don't you?
And I think that then comes across when the game's edited and put up on YouTube or on Deployment Zone.
Well, because games are more fun to both play and to watch when they're really close and tight games.
I think they're also more fun. Definitely more fun to play when like I say, when you know there's a chance you can win.
Yeah, totally.
Okay,
Yeah,
so if you go into a game thinking there is zero chance I can win this, friendly narrative, whatever, you're probably going to have a little bit less fun than when you go. And the thing is, we were talking about a couple of weeks ago. I had Winters on. We talked about what makes a good narrative campaign.
Yes, yeah.
And a comment from someone in Discord, I think it was Stylus, who is a legend of the community, by the way.
Very much so.
He made a comment saying not caring about who wins is key to what makes a good narrative campaign. Now, I think not caring who wins at the end of the overall campaign is a positive to the story that you're trying to tell. But as far as watching the individual games is concerned, I think if a player isn't bothered about winning, I personally, if I was watching that, would lose a little bit of engagement with that game. Because part of what's fun is watching two players try and beat each other.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Yeah. And I think, that's it really. I mean, the closest matches have the best narrative as well as the most sort of, tense dice rolls and things like that. I mean, there's a lot riding on a dice roll, that makes it a lot tense and a lot of drama when you watch it.
Yeah.
So the game I played against Darren yesterday, end of term 5, I had basically just my warlord left, but I was on 11 points and he was on 8.
Oh.
And then, he made my wife roll the dice and she betrayed me, and we went on to turn 6.
And you lost.
And that was it. Yeah, it was done then. It was the beachhead,
Yeah.
So I'd held the middle and my
okay.
own one for 4 turns. And then he sort of wiped me down to just my Neurophrope left. So, and did very well. And he had loads left. He had like 2 fire prisms and a load of guardians and a wave serpent.
Oh, did you run his Ulthway,
yeah? Yeah.
They're strong. They're good.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like our kind of like tournament run out sort of bit of a kind of practice match for the team tournament.
There's a game that I'm editing next week that will go on Deployment Zone a week on Tuesday where I run against his Ulthway.
Oh, cool. He was asking me when you were sticking it up, so he'll be...
Week on Tuesday. This Tuesday is a Winter's Battle Report. And I don't know which one it is that's going up. I don't know if he's uploaded it yet. But it's a Winter's Battle Report.
Yeah.
And the week after that will be the me and Darren one.
Cool.
Let's have a look and see if he's uploaded his battle report.
Ooh, behind the scenes.
Yeah. Luckily no one can see this, but content.
There was, while you're doing that, I'm just going to move on with the rules pack.
Demons versus Imperium is the battle report on...
Oh, okay.
On DZ on Tuesday. In this 3,000 point match play game, Steve, not Rob, brings 7 Demon Lords of Nurgle to the deployment zone.
Oh, okay.
The silver and gold of the Grey Knights and Custodies stand against them.
Nice.
So you know that's going to be good.
Yeah, totally.
You know that's going to be good.
That's going to be really good fun. Okay, so I was just going to say about the missions or something we haven't covered yet.
Oh, yeah, that's probably good. We'll go up top
for the tournament,
sorry.
So it's basically a tunnel war. We did say that, but to get to the actual thick of it, so with the way the mission works is the scoring of the missions is if you have more than 7 points more than your opponent, then you get a major victory. If you've got more than your opponent but not as much as 7, then you get a minor victory. Draw is a bit draw, and then conversely, if you get minor and major
these
losses. Details,
I always rely on my opponent knowing them. Because when I get the scorecard at the end with the pen, I'm like, so I've got...
See, this is where the health and safety clipboard comes into its own.
That's where I stand there and go, and this is the thing, maybe in the past I've been cheated out of points, because I stand there and go, I've got 4? I don't know, you tell me.
Okay. Right, anyway, so... Sorry. So to work out which team won, your team captain is to work out the following from the scores each player has presented to them. To determine which team wins the round, they must add up the team mission points of each player. If the score is more than the opponent's, the team scores a minor team win, the loser a minor team loss. Should the winning team score be more than 40 mission points, they would score a major team win.
I don't think we have to worry about major team wins.
No, indeed. And then you'd get 20 points for a major win, 13 for a minor win, you get 10 for a draw, 7 for a minor loss, and then nothing for a major loss.
If Mikey from Hellstorm's watching, you're definitely going to be the team captain.
Remember all this, Mikey, because he's not going to.
Yeah, we were trying to come up with a team name.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've got SM Battle Reports, Hellstorm Wargame, and then Warhammer.
Yeah.
In a team.
Ours is Vizzy No More.
Nice. Right, okay. But see, I suggested that because we've got 2 Warhammer players, just call it after us.
Yeah.
But I think...
Mikey not happy with that?
No, I don't think he likes that.
Why not?
I think Shaggy wants SM Battle Reports to be...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll let you get on with that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's other things.
That's a good idea.
Stuff and things.
That's a good idea, Twitch and YouTube.
Go on.
You can, in YouTube video comments, you can give us a name for our team. We've
go on.
We've got SM Battle Reports, Warhammer, or Deployment Zone, whichever you would prefer to use.
Well, use all 4, surely.
And Hellstorm, Wargaming. There you go. And then you have to make a team. That isn't the layabouts, thank you for DJ Infinitive. I don't like that one. True.
No?
It's true, but yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? More Storm Battle Report Zone.
Well, there you go. I was waiting for something
It's
like
going to
that.
end up
well done, Simon.
I think
you've nailed it.
It's going to end up being something stupid like that.
Yeah,
really
totally,
long-winded as well.
It's got to be SM Hellhammer.
That sounds kinky, doesn't it?
It does a bit, yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, don't put that into your search engine.
No.
So you get Sportsmanship Award, you get hobby points.
Team name, not Tabletop Tactics.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That might be it. That might be a winner already.
Every other YouTube channel, but
yeah, yeah,
yeah. I think that's kind of it. That's kind of the stuff for the tournament, the rules pack. Anyway, if you want to look at the rules pack yourself, go and find it. It's on Facebook. So if you go to Confrontation Events, you can look at his calendar. You can go to Confrontation Lords of War. That's the team event name, and then the first post on that will be the lists of all the teams along with the Google Drive document.
One thing I definitely recommend if you're thinking about coming is that you do actually read the event pack.
Do that.
Because Mikey from Hellstorm was going to bring 2 Leviathans.
And he would have been like 600 points down on the door.
Yeah, and I was planning on bringing, I think, a codex that's the same as someone else. There was a lot of stuff that was going to happen that we couldn't do. So it was a good job that someone, Mikey P, posted the link to the rules in the chat today.
Yeah.
I'm
still in their WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so you can see the behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Because I literally don't care.
It's basically then like spinning around circles on the floor, like Homer in Mr. Burns' office. Just go whoop 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 whoop.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
I'm very excited by it.
Yeah.
And there, like I said, there's still tickets avavailable.
Yeah, it's a month away.
I think there's like 3 team spaces available. Maybe I think it's 3 team spaces. Ricky?
Talking about yourselves.
Yeah, there's a few team spaces available. I think his Confrontation singles tickets.
Tickle.
Tickle
3
days. When I do 3-day shifts, I do 36 hours of work in 3 days.
Yeah,
it just kills me.
It's quite a lot.
Yeah, I think his singles tickets aren't on for sale yet, so look out for them because they do sell pretty quickly actually.
And they're on the 19th of October, which I think have we got something on the 19th?
No.
That date rings a bell.
19th of October is 19th of October weekend at Buddy's too.
Might be, you know.
So I don't think that's how. I don't think that's because they're different weekends. Confrontation. My diary is in my work bag. It's not in this room, so I can't look right now. But they're definitely.
No, that's the weekend before weekend at Bunny's too. So it is free.
Oh, okay.
Thank goodness.
That could be bad news for me actually because I think I've got No Retreat 8 followed by Weekend at Birdie's followed by or whichever way around it is.
Don't think it's going to happen.
Divorced by Christmas.
Yeah. So Confrontation Lords of War on Facebook and there's still 6 or 8 teams left I think. So there's still plenty of space.
Yeah.
There's a lot of TBAs in there, to be fair, actually. So there probably isn't that number of teams, but there's still spaces available. So get in there.
Yeah, get in touch with Ricky on Facebook.
Yeah.
Get a team in. I think there was some patrons who were thinking about putting a team together.
Yeah, that's it. I think there might be some. I don't know if they're on here.
Get a team together. Come and play.
Yeah, definitely. Come on down.
And stuff.
That's it. We'll do a Warhammer DZ takeover.
Yeah, let's do that.
That'd be cool.
Everyone in t-shirts.
Yeah, definitely.
I like that idea. That's a good idea. Cool.
Make it happen, people.
Yeah. So that's the event. Like I said, I'm really, really looking forward to it. I am speaking with our wonderful sponsors, Element, supporting it with some prize support as well.
Lovely.
We did that for the singles event. We supported the singles event with some prize support, and we give them a lot We'll give them a couple of Forge Banes, a couple of Eisenhorns,
did all right, didn't they? Yeah.
A couple of something else,
Yeah.
And a £5 gift voucher for every single attendee.
Oh, yeah.
That was good. So we are going to try and sort out some price support with Element. I don't know if that Element are going to let me do it yet, or tell me to shut up and go away because we've had enough out of them. Which is plausible, right?
We are taking over their.
We do have
place.
the deploymentzone.tv open day, and I'm not going to give you any more details because if you want to know what it's all about and you want to come along to it, you do have to go on to deploymentzone.tv and watch the latest announcement video, which says DZHQ open day, and that will give you the details to how you get the tickets.
Yeah.
Because the idea is we're trying to make sure that people that come are all DZ subscribers.
Yes.
So I don't want to give away the way you get the ticket without you being a DZ subscriber, because then you can avoid being a subscriber, and that's not fair to someone who is one who wants to get a ticket. But they are also selling out pretty quickly.
They are indeed. So how many have you got left?
28, I think.
Out of 80?
Yeah. Now we have the potential.
How long has it been open?
About 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
We have the potential, 4 days. We have the potential if we get up to all sold out of 80 tickets, that we could, I think, open 20 more ticket spaces up. Ooh. So there is, if we decide we want to, so there is the potential to do that.
There's enough on the reserve list then.
Yeah. But
avoid disappointment. Get your tickets now.
Yeah, by watching the DZTV HQ
Indeed.
open day video.
So to find out how.
And there's a bit of video that's just got up on Winter's SEO, behind the scenes video, where he shows everybody that the new deploymentzone.tv dice are in stock. Have you seen them?
I have, yes.
They are glorious.
They are. I want some green ones.
Now, they came into stock. We bought 3,000 dice. We bought 1,000 red dice, 1,000 pearlescent blue, and 1,000 pearlescent green dice. They all look amazing.
Yeah.
However, I will warn you, in 24 hours we've sold 500 dice.
There you go.
So if you want some, head on over to deploymentzone.tv, click the merchandise page, follow the link for dice. There's red ones displayed there, but there is coloured ones that are up on our Instagram page, on our Facebook page, for Deployment Zone, not for Warhammer, and on the Winter's SEO video. And get your orders in following the instructions on the webpage. They are going fast.
Yeah, get on it.
Really fast.
And may I suggest that next order that's placed is for a larger amount?
I'm not in charge of the dice.
Okay.
Don't suggest it to
Winters, please. More dice, please.
But what I would like to do, actually, I don't know if this is going to work. This is off the tongue as well. I haven't even discussed this with Winters.
Okay.
But what I think would be really cool is, although we keep ordering red ones, because that's our sort of signature dice, I think every time he orders new ones, he should order 2 different colours.
Okay.
So if you miss the green or blue ones, you have to wait for 4 or 5 runs
limited edition
before the green or blue ones come back in.
Classic sales technique there.
So maybe next time we'll do black and we'll do
white.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, and then next time we might do orange and purple or whatever. And you might have to wait 3 or 4 times before the blue and green ones come back in stock.
Yeah,
that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Drive up demand with scarcity.
Yeah. Plus, I really want some black ones for the Black Legion.
Yeah.
But I want like a pearlescent black, like the blue and green ones.
Like smoky black.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just go on the dice. I don't know what it is. There's a website. I get emails sent through of crazy dice they make.
Oh.
Every day.
Oh, right, okay. Every day? That would annoy me.
Just don't look at them.
I have to. But yeah, so
dice
those dice are
online.
In stock. Those dice are in stock.
Yep.
What else can we talk about? We're doing some work to try and improve the studio. Have you seen it yet?
No.
So we've tidied the table up a little bit, but we're currently looking at a project to make a new table.
Ooh.
Yeah, a nice fixed wooden one instead of these foldable tables.
That'd be good. A bit sturdier.
So we're looking at making a sturdy wooden one, and we've improved the deployment area for armies.
Oh yes, I've seen that. Yeah,
that's cool. And Winters did the same thing like 24 hours later.
Indeed. I wonder how that happened.
I took up the rest of my mat. Well, so I cut the mat up and put it on and went, I'm really happy, that looks amazing. And I thought, now I've got to tell Winters I've cut up a battle mat. Because he gets really upset about me changing stuff. And I took a photo and sent it to him and went, that's amazing, have you got any more? Oh, just so happens I've got the other half of this battle mat.
Well, there you go.
So the other thing is they also look the same because he's used the other half of mine, which is really cool. There you
go. Brand awareness.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? So we are making some changes. I was also back on the hunt today for another new camera. I know, Mikey P. I know, but
I know you like your toys. So
well, and cameras.
Yes, cameras and toys and cameras.
So there's loads of stuff going on. We are rapidly approaching our 2-year birthday, and I think we maybe need to do something for our 2-year birthday, but I don't know what.
What's the actual date of it?
The 21st of July.
Oh, okay. So yeah, just 4 weeks exactly.
Yeah. I know what we're doing. I know what we're doing for it. We're at Confrontation.
Well, we're at Confrontation, yeah.
But we should do something to drop a video on our second birthday, I think.
How many subs have we got now?
We are at 9,765 the last time I looked, which might have been yesterday. We're trying to get to that magical 10k number before our second birthday.
9,771 at the moment.
And the last time I spoke about this, I did say get your dogs to subscribe. And Dats and Des went and made an account for his dog and then subscribed.
Dats and Des' dog subscribed
so
to Warhammer.
Dats and Des is currently my biggest hero.
Yeah, definitely.
Because his dog subscribed to Warhammer.
Yeah, and he's coming to the DZ Open Day.
Is he?
Yeah.
Legend. There's a few of the regulars actually that come, which is really cool.
Oh, loads of them. Yeah,
And on top of the regulars who watch and comment and play, we've also got the regular sort of channel members as well. So there's you and Brom.
Yeah.
I think Chewy's come in, I think. Say Hi Paul is coming.
Obviously Winters is coming.
I think Steve, not Rob, might be coming. I don't know, there's a few. Anyway.
Trying to get as many together as possible.
Yeah, we're also thinking about booking a nice big meal table the night before. So anyone who's coming up the night before, like we are, and we're sitting at a big banquet together.
Yeah. And plus you're not playing on the Saturday, so you can get as shit-faced as you like.
But what we are doing is some other stuff on the Saturday, which, should we get that drunk, hilarity might ensue, basically.
I think it's going to anyway.
I think we're almost guaranteed, right? But yeah.
As long as there are no sense of humour malfunctions because of being hungover, then we'll be fine.
Mordy and John has said your current table better be sturdy. And that is because a week today, Mordy and John is in the studio.
Whoop whoop.
And Mordy and John is called Mordy and John because he has a Mordian Iron Guard army. I think that's how they say it. Which is pretty much, apart from obviously the tanks, it's pretty much 100% metal.
Yeah, lots of metal guardsmen.
I think it comes down on a 4x4 or something.
Yeah, he's got a visible stoop.
Yeah.
This has happened since
starting
Army.
So looking forward to that army coming on the channel.
Yeah. Do some nice close-up work on it, yeah. Looks really good.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to having him down.
I saw him play on Notes from the 2. I saw him play 40s Orcs. Yeah.
The Friday before...
Really good.
The Friday before that, we've got Brom in the studio playing another game.
Cool.
And I've got to decide whether I go Brom on DZ and John on YouTube, or Brom on YouTube and John on DZ. I'm undecided. Any votes,
let
people?
John decide. What do you want to do, John?
Yeah.
Is he on there?
Would you ever have a dice tray with its own camera, or would that be too hard to sync up at editing? I don't like dice trays.
No, you can get some really nice ones, but I know it's just, it's probably not going to happen.
I think, to be honest with you though, if we were live streaming events, like Warhammer TV, and I could make a dice tray that doesn't make that horrible dice tray noise by putting maybe like a thing of rubber in the bottom or whatever.
Yeah, we can put a bit of mat in the bottom.
Yeah. I think if I could do that, I would probably have a dice tray for live streaming battle reports because it's tidier, right? But I think for
you have the option as well of rolling on a green base, and then you can just superimpose on top of the battle report with the green screen and key it out so you only see the dice.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Agents of Sigmar is a YouTube channel that does primarily more Warhammer Underworld stuff, but they do that.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, but they only have like sort of 4 or 5 dice to roll at a time max, really, because that's the way Underworlds works.
Underworlds. I've not played Underworlds.
Shadespire, you know.
Shadespire. Yeah, I know you've got it, right?
Yeah.
Play it.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Fordy, one of our patrons, has been in the chat today, actually, and he's been painting Gloomspite Gits with contrast.
Yeah, okay.
Really interesting results.
Yeah, he's done we went to Afternoon's Friends 2, went to Warhammer World, and they were doing little tasters. You know, you could pick up a pot and paint something, and they had Brimstone Horrors there to paint. So he did about 50 of them. So he's done enough for his Silver Tower set.
Oh, nice.
So he did them all on contrast for free at Warhammer World. Yeah,
that sounds like Dan.
Yeah, good work, Dan. Well
done. What else have we got to talk about? I think that's probably covered all of our stuff.
That's probably about it, really. Yeah. Anything anyone else wants to talk about?
Yeah. John looks like he wants to be on DZ. He says YouTube could be scary. YouTube is a scary place. You people on YouTube, you're scary people. Yeah. You are scary people. We were thinking about running... I don't know about whether we're going to do this or not. We were thinking about running a monthly Warhammer competition.
Oh yeah, I did see you mention that. Yeah.
So the sort of basis to this is that I was contemplating essentially having like a number of sort of tickets, I guess, kind of like a raffle, but not a raffle.
Yeah.
So say 50, and once those 50 is sold for £1, the people win something like a start collecting box.
Yeah.
Which is, so you pay £1, you could win 50 quid of models. That'd be cool.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and it's not even about making money. It's literally about just giving something back to the community.
Yeah.
Could be good fun. Anyway, Quipster has said contrast paints and how you found them so far. Contrast paints. I had a play with them actually for the first time.
You got some, haven't you?
I had a play. I had a play with some last week. So I watched some videos. I saw some images on Facebook and some images on Instagram, and I wasn't sold. And the stuff that I thought looked awesome had been done by good painters.
Yes,
And I was thinking to myself, is this the paint they're selling us? Is it as good as they're saying, or is it being very cleverly marketed? Ever the
cynic.
Yeah, that's the word. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Ever the cynic. So I was unsure, and I popped into GW the other week, my local one, which is awesome. If you live anywhere near Southampton, pop into GW Southampton and chat to Rod, who's the store manager, because he's a legend.
Tell Rod Liam says hi.
Yeah, do actually, and he'll get very excited. And so I popped into there, and he had I'm sure they probably all do, a set-up section where there was a couple of base sprayed minis, and you were allowed to pick them up and the paints and have a play.
Yeah.
And I still think I'm not sold on contrast on flat surfaces like Power Armour. I'm just not sold on it.
No, fair enough.
I think it can be done well, but I think it will take some practice. And once you've got that practice, I think it could then be a really quick way of painting tabletop ready Power Armour. Okay, absolutely, 100%. I have seen some people experiment with, I think it might even actually be the original Quipster in Discord, who've experimented with contrast over or a base colour of sort of normal paint over contrast and stuff like that. Still paint Power Armour quickly. And it looks really, really good.
Yeah.
However, contrast on models like Elder Guardians, like that sort of lots of little curved detail over the place and small surface area is if the base coat's flat and smooth, it's amazing.
And that's exactly what the contrast base paints are for, isn't it? They apply a particularly smooth, sort of slightly satin finish, don't they?
At which point, when you put it on something like a Guardian's torso, or we had there's some Age of Sigmar type models, I think they're like little elf type models.
Yeah.
When you put it on that kind of surface, I hate the word. It's like a miracle paint. It's amazing.
Magic.
And to be fair, you have to be careful with it. So what I have learned is it isn't a slap on and ignore. So what I was doing under Rod's instruction was I was putting this paint on, keeping it in front of me for 3, 4, 5 seconds, and wherever it pulled, you do the normal remove. You know how you remove wash with a brush?
Pull a little bit away,
So you wash your model, you clean your brush off, and if it pulls, you just use your brush and you sort of pull it away before it starts to settle. Otherwise, you could pull it when you get that horrible like bubble shaped thing that exists.
You get little voids, don't you?
And if you do that, if you start pulling it away when it pulls and otherwise let it settle, after 5 or 6 seconds, put the model down, it does do wonders.
Yeah, absolutely. And yes, I agree with you. And when I was at Warhammer Fest, I saw an army that had been painted. It's been 15 hours to build, 14 hours to paint. It was in a Wraith Host army, and they'd used the sort of turquoise, sort of one, hawk something turquoise or whatever. And that looked really, really nice. And it literally had taken less time to paint than it had to build.
That's amazing,
so
right?
He did it in a week. 2,000 points, Wraith Host in a week.
That's cool.
So not a huge number of models, but still
fantastic. The other one that I think looks really, really good, there's a flesh colour. I can't remember the exact...
Guilliman flesh.
It might be Guilliman flesh. That might be the one. And that flesh tone is going to... One of the things you always hear people whinging about the most is painting flesh. People hate painting flesh because it's hard to get it look natural.
It's just such small areas on those tiny little heads.
And that stuff just looks brilliant.
Yeah. So I was listening to Forge a Narrative, Paul Murphy's podcast today, and he was talking about contrast paints. And there's 2 things that he loves about contrast paints. He's tried a wide variety of things. The 2 things he loves the most are Guilliman flesh. So using that, and then what he did say is that on like a bald head, so if you were doing a Mikey P character, for example, then if you paint them, there is, I know, he's already done. But if you were to do a bald-headed Marine, what he found was it pulled on top of his head. So he's got a dark smear on top of his head. Yeah. But he said just a bit of a lick of Cadian flesh tone just takes that away.
Okay.
And then, looks great. So really easy. And the other thing he loved was, excuse me, snakebite leather.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So for things like pouches.
See, I think that's looked bad so far.
Well, Sorcerer Dave has used it for his pouches and stuff on some guard models, I think. And I agree. I think it's really good. So if you paint the Wraithbone over the area, so if you did like a base coat of, I don't know, Dark Angel's green for argument's sake, you do a Dark Angel and you want to do the ammo ammo pouches. You just put a layer of wraith bone over it to bring it back to the base colour, the undercoat, and then just put the snake bite leather.
Because he's just painted some Vestroyans, isn't he? I've seen that he's painted Vestroyans, but I haven't looked at the models. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're still metal from the GW web store.
Yeah.
So if you want to see those, you have to come into Discord. But he knocks out stuff quickly anyway, so I dread to think how much he could knock out with this new contrast stuff.
Yeah, so I was chatting to Toby a bit about it, and it's not that he's not going to paint everything with contrast, but there's certain things where you can just like turn around little details in like really quick.
I think that's the absolute key to this stuff as well. I think the absolute key to contrast, people have said, friends of mine have said, can I paint a whole army with it? Absolutely, you can.
Of course you can.
But I think where it's going to really shine is not for painting a whole army.
Yeah.
I think it's going to shine as a extra tool in your box of tools to paint minis.
Yeah.
So people will, I think, if they might paint the bulk of a Marine's armour still with the old method, and then if they've got a flesh head, you might find people go in there with the bone colour and then put the flesh over that. And it's
you could do a layer of Gilliman blue or whatever it is, Ultramarines blue, and then say where it's pooled, you might just put a bit of Macragge blue or whatever the colour is over the top of it. You can do a layer over the top, and it's already shaded and highlighted, and you just tied it up in a few spots or something. But there's a couple other things as well. Shake the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Or they will be glossy.
Yeah.
So shake them a lot. And the other thing was use a bigger brush. So use a shade brush. Don't use a small base layer brush or a fine detail brush, because you need the volume of paint in the bristles so you can get a good coverage. If you start trying to dab it on with a little brush, then it will just go really streaky and you won't get that. You won't get it covering the surface properly. So yeah, that's another thing. But
it's going to be an awesome tool.
Yeah, trouble with the big brushes, it's difficult to get the little details done.
Right, we're gonna end our wonderful podcast here, I think, for a couple of reasons. One, because I'm exceptionally tired. Two, because Mikey P's exceptionally tired after his 25-kilometre walk today.
27 and a half.
And he's got a red head. And the 25 or 27.5 kilometre walk today is in aid of Parkinson's UK. Which is a charity that Mikey P and Andy Byrne next month are going to be walking 100k for over 2 days. As always, we do put over the last 2 or 3 videos, we put the link in the video description below for your chosen charity, for your link. So
yes, thank you very much.
We are very close with the extra £100 the channel is going to donate, because Andy wanted us to do that for him, which was the behind the scenes patrons video. Yes. You're going to be up to over £900, I think. Yeah,
that's it. So get us over the line, give us your pennies.
The target is £1,000.
Yes.
I'm sure as a gaming community we can get you over £1,000 before you do your walk on the
13th and 14th of July. It's the week before.
Lords of War. God. So
we're
going to be
3
wheeling
weeks
you
away.
in.
It's 3 weeks
away.
We're going
to be wheeling you into Lords of War.
The funniest bit of this is I haven't even booked work off on Monday. I'm going to be a broken man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So please, if you have got some spare change lying around, check out the link in the video description below. Drop it for Mikey P and Andy Byrne. Let's see if we can get them over that target.
Or if you can't do that, donate ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be like,
and compy and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's always worth mentioning that, because anytime people do that sort of thing for charity, I'm more than happy to talk about it, because I'm a massive charitable person. I like helping people. I think it's amazing.
Giving back.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, a huge thank you to all of you who joined us tonight on Twitch. I hope you're still enjoying these live podcasts. We're certainly enjoying talking about them. Next week, we're planning on having the legend that is the Claw, who has been seen before on Winter's SEO Battle Reports, and is one half of the duo who sort out or create and run No Surrender.
Yeah.
So next week, we're planning on having the Claw dial in so we can talk about No Surrender 2.
Woo!
Yeah, so we're going to hopefully get a test run done this week to make sure that all the audio works.
Cool.
And next week we'll have him live on the podcast to talk about No Surrender 2, which is a Warhammer community event run by the community, for the community, and just sounded like it was epic fun.
Oh, it was great. Really good fun.
Yeah.
Very heavy night afterwards.
Yeah, and we're going to do it on Monday night, because I think it's your birthday weekend, so you might be back by then as well, and you attended.
I won't be back.
Oh.
I'm camping.
Well, screw you.
Yeah, sorry.
You could dial in from camping.
I might be able to, actually. See what the Wi-Fi is like at the campsite. Yeah. I could find someone to dial in.
So we will have the Claw dialing, hopefully, and we'll talk about No Surrender 2. And if he doesn't dial in because we can't get it to work, then we won't, because it'll be me and Brom sat here talking about an event we didn't go to. That'd be pointless.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we'll get it to work. I'm sure they've even got internet up there, up to north.
Top north?
Yeah. So a huge shout out to him and Richie, who did that weekend before last. Weekend before last.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how much of a blur it was,
right? It was a blur.
So a huge shout out to those, and a massive thank you to all of our patrons. You guys are legends. Like we said at the beginning, that we have a Patreon page. There is a Discord linked to said Patreon page, and it is chaos. The guys in there are some of the greatest people I've ever had the pleasure of knowing.
Yeah,
it's awesome as a community.
Yeah, and we've been getting some really nice comments. People who've come in and they've been with us for like, I don't know, a month or two, and they just say like how engaging and fun the community is, and how they get so much advice and tips and tricks and ideas.
There was a comment that was so nice. I even posted it up on Instagram.
Ebbenmeister.
Yeah, absolutely lovely comment. So that's our community at work, and we don't. The thing is, it's one of those amazing communities where we don't even have to police it, do we? Really?
No, not much.
No, not
very, very occasionally.
Not seriously.
No, not seriously. No, definitely not.
That's incredible. So
everyone's very nice.
If you want to be involved in that kind of 40k community, because that's what we believe in, right? That's the goal for me.
Oh, definitely. I mean, certainly for me, that's the kind of cornerstone, the centre of.
And we have got, and we are the sort of community as well that doesn't shun other channels or anything. Like we've got Hellstormer in there, SM Battle Reports are in there.
Yeah.
James from Blazing Brush Studios in there.
Yeah.
We've got Martin Waller in there. Sorcerer Dave in there. Thank you. I almost forgot about Sorcerer Dave. How awful would that be? Stylus does his blog. He's in there. There's just loads. We've got Matt from Element Games in there who answers direct questions as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And a lot of the guys who appear on Winter's videos, they're in ours as well.
Steve,
there's a lot of kind of crossover.
Chewy, say hi Paul.
Yeah.
And also Brom's Grin.
Brom's Grin, isn't there?
Yeah. So if you're interested in that kind of community, come and join us. If you like battle reports, we do put them on YouTube every now and again, quite regularly actually. It's become recently.
You've been doing very well, mate.
There's another one coming out next week.
Yeah.
Against
really
Andy
regular.
Byrne, who bought his Inquisition, and we played.
Oh, yes.
And he bought a wonderful Inquisition army. That's coming up on YouTube next week as a battle report. And if you enjoy those battle reports and you like the battle reports we do put battle reports on deploymentzone.tv every single Tuesday. Links at the top of the screen. Head on over there, take out a subscription with us. I'm sure you'll love it. There is over 50 battle reports. There's painting tutorials now going up on Thursdays. There's top tips. There's DZHQs. There's an old comedy series called The Big Debate that Winters and I were chatting, and we're going to reinvigorate soon and have a couple more giggles because it'll be good fun.
Cool.
There's loads and loads of stuff on deploymentzone.tv, so check that out and support us as we make this drive to try and do this, the pair of us, full time, and just try and entertain you daily, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? That's the
Think
idea.
how much content you would get if Liam and Winters get to do it full time.
Yeah, he's on about moving to the same space and just being idiots in front of a camera forever. So.
Oh God, carnage.
Yeah, I'm up for that. A huge shout out goes to our sponsors Element Games as well, because you guys are legend. They are awesome people, and if you follow the link in the video descriptions, you go through an affiliate link, which is mine and Winters' and Deployment Zone's affiliate link, and you directly support the channel. You can also use code DZTV18, I think. DZTV18, and you'll get double crystals as well.
Oh, cool, yes.
And crystals are points. And what do points mean?
Prizes!
That's everything, I think. I think I've covered it all. Anything you want to add, Mikey P?
No.
Nothing at all?
No, nothing I can think of.
Should we go and rub some after sun into your head?
And my groin, yeah.
Yeah, that was in the sun too, was it?
Well, yeah, a lot.
So we're now going to go and run after sun into Mikey P's head and groin. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.
Love you, bye.
It's not the same when you're not here.
No,
One time Brom tried to do it, and it was crap.
I know, he got told off.
And I even tell Winters off. We did a DZHQ the other day, and I said, see you in the next one, and he stuck like that. And I went, happy wargaming. Happy wargaming, and that was it. Anyway, thanks very much. We'll see you soon.